I am Manas, and I'm a faculty out here at IMT Ghaziabad in the area of economic, environment, and policy. Well, I have joined the institute in 2015 after around 15, 16 years of experience in the banking and financial industry to find some solitude in academics. It has been a fine going so far. So today, what I'm thinking is trying to share my experience about course delivery, imbibing all what I've learned in the industry during my PhD and whatever, of course, I've learned in the course out here. I would like to emphasize upon the importance of keeping the energy level at an appropriate level in a class or in the course throughout. And we know that energy is definitely an essential element to sustain life, but we also know that energy has to be at an appropriate level. Too much of energy is destructive, while too less is not enough to sustain us. So we have to maintain a balance, and therein where I feel that it has a close resemblance or some kind of reflection in the course delivery, where we have to maintain an appropriate level of energy. Now, what is interesting out here is that the instructor, they have or we have a certain advantage in channelizing the energy across the class. It is basically binding the individual energies, and creating a symphony, which then kind of spreads to the class, and that brings in a buy-in amongst the student. It's almost like a tango, contributing to the class in terms of discussion as well as learning. And remember here, one thing is extremely important that has to happen without inhibitions. Now, when I talk about this, does there exist any magic formula? No. And fortunately or unfortunately, that doesn't exist. But yes, what I have seen is that a particular framework which I follow has yielded, result in many times. And this framework I have named as, AA and EEE framework. So what we mean by AA and EEE? Well, the AA's are of acceptance, accept, assure, and the EEE are enable, empower, and expect. They have to be in certain, order to make the best of the impact. So whenever we talk about this thing, first we talk about accept. Whenever we're in a class, in a course, we need to accept the students as they are. So that requires that we do a bit of a groundwork, trying to understand where they actually are. We have to accept them, wherever they are. And then we have to enable, we have to build in some enablers, for them to come up to a level that we think that they should be. Now, this could be different things. This could be, sharing with them study materials, having discussions outside the class, bringing in some element of topic to debate on. There could be many things. There is no kind of specific boundaries out there. It is one has to kind of come up and think about what can be done. Now, once you enable them, then comes the next A, which is assure. You have to assure them that you are there. You are there for them. They can come back to you. They can bounce their idea with you. They can share whatever they have without any inhibition, which I have already shared before, because then only they will be open to learning. Because if they have any inhibitions within them, then obviously that will cut short their learning to that extent. Now, once you have assured them, then you need to empower them. How do you empower them? You need to empower them in the way that you need to build up the relevance of what is being done. Because we are in a business school. I would like to typically take the case of economics. Now, if we teach economics in a business school in the way it's taught in university, obviously it's unlikely to yield the same result that we would have otherwise. So you have to bring in a lot of relevances which is happening outside, and that is how you empower them. You empower them to think, you empower them to become curious. You empower them so that they can come back to you, they can talk to you, they can bounce their idea with you, okay? Now, after you have done that, you also need to set expectations. Now, setting expectations starts at the beginning when you start the course, and it goes on throughout till the last day. So once you have set all these parameters, that gives up an ecosystem, which facilitates constructive engagement. Remember, I'm using the word constructive engagement. And once you have this constructive engagement, that builds an accountability, responsibility, not only of the students, but of the faculty, of the instructor. Because only when both are, just both of us are kind of responsible, we are accountable, we can create that symphony that we're talking of, and we can create a virtuous cycle of energy where just constructive and continuous engagements, leads to an element of energy, it leads to accountability, responsibility, and it lends to the sanctity of the class, which is respected by all, and that helps in effective delivery. Well, this is my take. I'm sure that there would be many other things, but this is what I have found it to be useful during my time, and I'm sure there would be many others which you would find to be useful in yours. But best of luck with that. I would like to end this. Thank you very much.